Well, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Greetings from Hiroshima. I'm coming to you live. I finally was able to get the game started before, or get the stream started before the actual game started. Good for me. I will let you know in advance, though, that I'm having some fun with my kidney right now. It is just after 3 o'clock in the morning here in Hiroshima, Japan. And for the past few hours, I've been having some fun with my kidney. I might have to take some type of extended restroom break on occasion. If I do, then I will try to be back as quickly as possible. If for some reason there's a bigger issue, then I might even have to leave and go visit the doctor. And I don't believe it'll come to that, but I'm just letting you know in advance. Let's just start off by saying Geaux Stros. Jose Altuve steps up to the plate. He'll be the first batter today. He's playing left field today. He's facing Bailey Ober, who's on the mound for the Twins. First pitch, 94 miles per hour. Fouled away by Altuve. Here comes the second pitch. Oh, Altuve rips that out the left field. That's going all the way to the wall. That's at the track, and it's out of here. Home run on the second pitch of the game by Jose Altuve. How do you like that, guys? How do you like that? He trots around the bases. It is 1-0 Astros off a second home run of the year by Jose Altuve. Wow. It looked like that one was possibly going to be catchable. Paredes comes to the plate. He's batting second today. Yeah, Altuve's got a huge smile on his face. It's really great to see that. Really great to see that. He's my hero. Always glad to see that. Man, what a way to start off. How awesome is that? That makes me feel so good. Hard to focus now. I'm so happy about that. It makes me feel so good. Next pitch to Paredes is a ball. So it looks like the count's 1-2 now. Paredes launches on one, but he hits that foul, lines it way out into the crowd. Paredes having not such a good first 6 games or so, first 6 or 7 games of the year, batting only 130. 1-0 Astros. Here comes the next pitch to Paredes. He lines it foul again. He's ripping that. Astros might be trying to launch on Paredes. The count remains 1-2. And I need to update that. I don't believe that I actually have. I need to... This one's hit high in the air out to shallow center. Correa's trying to get underneath it, and he's finally able to pull it in. Okay, so that'll be out number 1. 1-0 Astros. I'm going to take a look at this this home run by Altuve. Just barely over the fence there. Yordan Alvarez is at the plate. One ball, one strike to Alvarez. I'm trying to get used to this layout so I can do the previews and get everything on the screen for you. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the 11th pitch from Ober. 92 miles per hour up and out of the zone. That'll be ball 2, 2-1. One away. Here comes a 2-1 pitch to Alvarez. Another high one, 91 miles an hour. 3 balls. 1 strike. Here comes the 3-1 pitch from Ober. Alvarez crushes it. Is it? It went straight up. Wow, he just got too far underneath it. That went completely straight up. That's going to be out number 2. Man. Jordan got a good swing on it. He just got too far underneath it. That's going to be out number 2. Christian Walker comes to the plate. The very first pitch to him is in the top of the zone for a strike. 92 mile per hour, 4-seam fastball. Here comes the next pitch. 0-1 is above the zone, 91 mile per hour fastball. That evens the count 1-1. 2 outs, nobody on. Astros up 1-0 thanks to that Altuve homer. Here comes the next pitch. Ooh, 80 miles an hour on the outside. Could have gone either way, but the ump liked it, so that's going to be strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on a strike 3. Looked like a kind of a sweeper, but Altuve gets the game going with a home run. It is 1-0 after that second pitch swing from Altuve. Altuve's first swing on the very first pitch was a foul ball. Second one, home run. 1-0 Astros. And we're going into the bottom of the first. For some reason, my score on the screen is not updating, so I need to try to update that. And let's see. I'm going to try to fix that right quick and see if I can't get it updated. Okay, it is now updated and showing on the screen, so we're good to go there. Now the information is correct, except for the info. Okay, let's check that. Yes, now it is right. The bottom of the first. Astros 1, Twins 0. No runners on. That is correct. Okay, now it's working. I just had to refresh it. If you notice on the screen, for those of you who are looking on the screen, got a kind of a different layout right now with a little bit of help from my friend ChatGPT and another AI program that makes video clips, as well as something that I built in on a website called Canva, plus a scoreboard. I was able to create this layout which I'm liking much better than the old one, but at the same time it's taking some getting used to because I have to work between several items. Wallner is the first batter to face Spencer Arrighetti. First pitch is in there for strike. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Wallner swings at that one, fouls it off for strike 2. Arrigetti's ahead in the count. Oh, and 2. Here comes the pitch from Arrigetti. That one's on the outside edge. Swing and hit again. This one goes way high in the air. Should be easily caught by Pena. And it is. That'll be out number 1. Out number 1. Comes a pitch to the next batter. Carlos Correa. It's a name that most of us should be familiar with, right? Called strike 1. Count is 0-1. Here comes the next pitch. Oh, that's lined straight to Walker. No, I'm sorry, Paredes. What a good catch by Paredes there. That was really, really good. Line drive by Correa and just nabbed by Paredes. Look at this. Just ripped over there and nabbed by Isaac Paredes. Good stuff. Byron Buxton comes to the plate. 2 outs. First pitch is a ball. Two away. No runners on. Here's the pitch from Arrigetti. That's in the dirt. A little outside for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs, no runners on. Here's the pitch from Arrigetti. 87 right in the top of the zone. Good cutter. Strike 1. 2-1 is the count. And that one's right in there. Strike 2. A very quiet, called strike 2 by the ump. The count is now even, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Got a few people following along. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Make sure you like the video. Or the live stream, I should say. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Arrigetti. Looked like a sweeper to me, but the screen says curveball. It misses, and that's going to be a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Byron Buxton. Here's the full count pitch from Arrigetti, right in there, and a foul tip, strike 3, and that's going to be it. 3 up and 3 down for Arrigetti, and that's going to be it for the Twins this inning. Good stuff there. That's the kind of first inning I like to see. Jose Altuve homers on the second pitch of the game. And Arrigetti goes 3 up and 3 down. Moving into the second inning. The Astros coming up to bat in just a moment. Due up for the Astros, Yainer Diaz, who's catching today. Jeremy Pena on deck. And then Brendan Rodgers, who had an outstanding day 2 days ago. Went 3 for 4, I believe. Drove in several runs. Had most of the Astros RBIs. Had a banner day. Just a banner day. If he could tack on some more of that today, it would be awesome. Really glad to see Altuve come up and just homer right off the bat after striking out 5 freaking times the other day. He's only done that twice in his career, and the the crowd was just really eating that up. But they can suck it right now because he started off the game with a homer. Love it. Absolutely love it. Love me some Altuve. Oh, they've got a... Astros got a poll going on right now talking about the automatic ball and strike system. I wonder what you guys think about that too. First pitch to Yainer Diaz is on the way. It's low. Good take for ball one. 83 miles an hour on that changeup. One ball. No strikes. Here comes the second pitch from Ober. Yainer swings at that one and misses. 91 miles an hour, up and away. Four-seam fastball. Would have been a good pitch to hit if it had been in the zone, but it was just too far out, up and out. Not a really good pitch to be swinging at. Here comes the next pitch. Almost in the same spot. Yainer goes after it again. This one was only 89 miles an hour, but fouled away by Yainer. One ball, two strikes. Here comes the pitch. Low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes on that slider. Crowd looks pretty empty today in Minnesota. Next one's in the dirt. Another breaking ball. Change up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count. Yainer working the count now. Here's the pitch. And that one was right on the corner, and Yainer was good to go after it, but he just kind of does a half swing and fouls it off. Stays alive. The count remains 3-2. Here comes the pitch from Ober. That one was right on the corner too, right on the edge of the plate. 91 mile per hour fastball. Fouled back by Yainer. Staying alive is the name of the game right now for Mr. Diaz. Yainer batting only 111 for the season so far. He's got to bring that up. Here's the next pitch. Uh-oh, Yainer hits it hard out to left field, but it's going to die. Just foul. It bounced. It managed to get down, and it bounced just a few feet foul. Could have been an extra base hit. But as it stands, it'll be another 3-2 count. "25 pitches now for Ober. Here comes the 26th. Outside, ball 4. Good job by Diaz. Now the Astros have a runner on first base. That's the kind of stuff I like to see. Why is Eric... I just realized that Eric Eddy's picture's not showing on my screen. I'm going to have to fix that in a second. Jeremy Pena comes to the plate. First pitch to him is right up the middle. Line drive right up in the middle. Base hit for Jeremy Pena. Now we have runners on first and second. Boom. First pitch, Jeremy Pena goes after and hits it right up the middle. Now we have runners on first and second, of course. Whoops. There we go. Didn't mean to show that preview for too long. Can't show the long video clips. I can only show the short clips. Otherwise I'll get a copyright strike. Brendan Rodgers comes to the plate. The first pitch for him, he takes, well, actually check swing. They call it a strike, so it's 0-1. Here comes the next pitch. 83 miles an hour, and he fouls it off his foot and kind of goes hobbling off the plate for a moment. Looks like he's all right, though. He's kind of walking it off. 2 hits for the Astros now. Pena's line drive single up the middle, and Altuve's a 1-run homer in the first. Yainer Diaz on second base. Jeremy Pena on first. No outs, guys. Ober gave up a ton of runs in just a couple of innings pitched before this game, so maybe that's a good omen for the Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Rogers. He fouls that one off, an 84-mile-per-hour changeup. Anything going on in the chat? I don't see anything. I got 6 people hanging in there and watching right now. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Leave a comment or like, any of those sorts of things if you don't mind. 30 pitches now for Ober, with no outs in the second inning. 0-2 is the count against Brendan Rodgers. Here's the pitch from Ober. Right down the middle, but fouled off sharply. He got around way too early on that changeup, only 84 miles an hour. If he had been able to wait on that one, could have been a nice hit. I have a feeling that Ober's not going to stay in this game for very long. Here comes the next pitch. High, ball 1. First ball to Rogers. I have to get used to some of these names. Some of these names in the Astros lineup I'm not used to. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Oh, that was close. 84 miles an hour on the inside edge. Could have been either way. Dangerous take by Rogers there. But it was called a ball, so the count is even 2-2. Here comes the next pitch from Ober. Now that would be a strikeout. Swing and a foul tip miss, caught by the catcher. Rogers goes down on a strikeout. So we have one away. Runners remaining on first and second. It brings up Cam Smith. Here's the first pitch to Smith. 83 miles an hour, just a few inches below the zone. Good take. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Here is the 36th pitch for Ober. Man, that was a good-looking pitch. Fastball, 90 miles an hour, right down the middle. Fouled back by Smith. 1-1 is the count. Here's the 1-1 pitch. 85 miles an hour, right on that outside edge. Called strike 2. That was close, but definitely a strike. Come on, guys, don't strand these runners. Let's move them around, Smith. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. A terrible half swing by Cam Smith, and he goes down on strikes. So Brendan Rodgers and Cam Smith fail to move the runners around, and both strike out. Jake Myers comes to the plate. He's batting 9th today, playing center field. Here's the first pitch. He goes after the first pitch. 92-mile-per-hour fastball in the top of the zone. Fouls it away. Strike 1. Myers batting 200, better than most of the Astros lineup, actually. Here comes the pitch. Myers does a check swing, but I'm not quite sure why. That was a strike, and he's down 0-2. .40 pitches now for Ober. He's averaging 20 pitches an inning. Here's the 0-2 delivery to Myers after a long pause by Ober. Outside, another check swing by Myers, but he doesn't go around. Ball 1, 1-2. Astros with a runner in scoring position, but they haven't been able to move him around yet. Started off with 2 base runners, and then from there it's been 2 strikeouts. Let's see if Myers can do something here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2-2. Altuve is on deck. How awesome would it be for him to come to the plate with bases loaded? Here's the pitch to Myers. Ball 4. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Ball 3. Getting ahead of myself. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Jake Myers. We are 1 ball away from seeing Altuve with bases loaded, and he just hit a home run last inning. How awesome would it be for him to follow it up with a grand slam? That's a ground ball from Myers to Correa. He fires to first, and that's going to do it for the Astros. We're going to the bottom of the second. Astros up 1-0. Astros leave 2 runners on. Started off with 2 base runners. Couldn't move them around. So we're going to stay at 1-0 for now. Altuve will lead the batting off in the third, in the top of the third. But in the bottom of the second, coming up to face Arrighetti are Trevor Larnach, Ty France, and Willie Castro. Now I can take a quick look at my screen and figure out why my picture isn't showing. There we go. Arrighetti wasn't showing on the screen. For some reason, I accidentally turned the visibility off, but I just corrected that, so we're all good. Got a comment in the chat. Let's go Houston Astros, says Astros Houston. I agree. I'll say absolutely. Absolutely, let's go. According to the live feed, I've got about 7 people watching right now. I appreciate you being here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab my hot water for some coffee. Alright everyone, I apologize for that. While I was getting water, Trevor Larnach is already down 0-2 in the count. Oops, I didn't mean to put 2 outs there. 2 strikes, there we go. Oh, a swing and a miss. That'll be a strikeout for Arrighetti. Wow, how nice is that? Swing and a miss. Nice. Take a look at this. Whiff. What a beautiful pitch from Arrighetti. That'll be out number 1. Next batter is Ty France. Swinging a foul ball. Strike 1. I've got my pour over coffee. France pops it up into shallow center field. Myers runs in really fast, gets underneath it. Excellent play by Myers. He came in so fast. He read it really well. That's what you call pro right there. It seems like a simple thing, but when you read it like that and you run in really fast, you get underneath it and you have time to set up and then catch it. That's just pro. I think you kind of have to, in a way, have some baseball experience, baseball playing experience to appreciate that. Willie Castro's at the plate, and the first pitch from Arrighetti is a strike. Swing and a miss. Castro can't get his bat on it. Excellent pitch count for Arrighetti so far, just 17 pitches, and he's already got 5 outs. Here comes the next pitch. Another swing and a miss. What a beautiful pitch. 94 miles an hour. Strike 2. 0-2 with 2 outs, nobody on here in the second. These are the kind of twos I like to see. Here comes the pitch from Arrighetti. This one's hit hard to right field, but it's right at Cam Smith, and that's going to be out number 3. Wow, Arrighetti. 7 pitches to retire 3 batters. Arrighetti at just 20 pitches, maybe even less than that, maybe 19 pitches in 2 innings. Highly efficient right now. Loving me some Arrighetti today. Arrighetti spaghetti. So we're going, let me reset all of this. We're going into the 3rd inning now, guys, already. Astros coming to bat in just a moment. Top of the batting order, starting with my personal hero, Jose Altuve. And he reminded me again on the second pitch of the game why he's my hero. One of the main reasons why he's my hero. You can't say that Altuve is my hero because he's a great player. You can't say that that's the only reason. But you also can't say that his great playing isn't the main reason. If Altuve weren't a great player, then who would know him? He never would have made it in the MLB. He never would have done what he's done in Houston. He never would have gotten championships. So he had to be a great player in order to get the kind of recognition that he has. But the way that he conducts himself in the game, the kind of person that he is off the field, where he's come from, all of these reasons combined, plus the fact that he's the smallest guy in MLB, the things that he had to overcome to get to where he's at, the belief that he had to have, these are the reasons why Altuve is my favorite player. First pitch to him is on the way, 83 mile per hour slider, swing and a miss. Altuve's average is currently at 345. Here comes the second pitch. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. The count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Craig Biggio has 54 leadoff home runs all time. Altuve has 42. 1-1. Here comes the pitch. Oh, right in there. That was a really good pitch. Just right in the top left corner of the zone on the outside. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Altuve. But he's looking focused. He's got that focused, serious look on his face. He hits this one over to the right side, a little bloop pop line drive. First baseman is able to run over and get it. It almost dropped. That would have been a single for sure. But that didn't work. They were able to catch it, and that'll be out number 1. So Altuve's put away on that one. That brings up Isaac Paredes. 83 miles per hour, ripped down the third base side. That'll be strike number 1. I need to put some more hot water in here. Next pitch to Paredes. He goes after that one too and fouls it back. 90 miles an hour fastball. 2 strikes. 0-2 is the counts. Man, I got some sugar ants in here and I'm not quite sure. I know how they're getting in this house. I live in an old Japanese house, and they got the earth walls, and there has been some settling and movement of the house, so there are cracks everywhere. It's easy for these to get in the house, but there's no food over here. I keep feeling them get on me and bite me. It's no good. That one's low, ball 1, 1-2. Sorry for the extra commentary. It's just what I'm going through here. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Paredes. He fouls that one back with a half swing. Stays alive. Count remains 1-2. Oh, I've got enough water in there. I don't have anything to... Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. Got something to put my drip bag in. This one's hit to the third base side. Miranda makes the throw over to first, and that's going to do it for Paredes. Out number 2. 2 up and 2 down so far. Yordan Alvarez will come up with a second chance. He really got a hold of one earlier, but it went basically straight up into the outfield. If he straightens that out a little bit, that'd be a monster blast. Let's see if he can correct that this time. Very first swing goes really hard. Holy cow. That was a home run. Way out there, but foul by about 15 yards. Wow. That was nuts. He's pulling for it. 0-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. He goes after that one too and fouls it off. But now he's down 0-2. He's going to have to be careful. Man, I'm spilling coffee grounds everywhere. 0-2 count to Alvarez with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Ball 1. Basically out of napkins here. Next pitch is high. Good take on that one by Alvarez. He really tried to destroy the first 2 pitches. Has been patient on the next 2 pitches. Neither one of them good to swing at. 3-2 pitch comes in, a high fastball, just 90 miles an hour, but it was about 2 or 3 inches out of the zone, and Yordan was not able to handle it. That'll be out number 3, and that's it for the Astros in the top of the 3rd. Yordan continues his terrible season so far. My coffee is ready to go. Yeah. There we go. Let me check my live stream, see how it's going. Oh, Goldilocks. Goldilocks, I have to ask you, where are the 3 bears? And if you have 3 bears in your life, I'm assuming that they're probably family members, right? That's just my feeling. But let's see what you said here. Your streams are dope. Caught the one yesterday. Today's my second one. Really appreciate your approach to commentary. Very calming while working. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. You know, I'm in Japan. And in Hiroshima Prefecture, in a little town called Onomichi. Onomichi is a scenic little place, not a big place, and if you live here for a while, it gets to be kind of boring sometimes, but it's a cute place, and I've been living here in Japan now for over 5 years. So I'm actually doing the live stream right now at 3:50. Currently, it's 3:50 in the morning. So it's challenging for me, and hearing comments like that really makes me feel good. This is only my second full stream of the season. I didn't get the first few games because I basically acquired, without intention, a new girlfriend, and she and I became really close and spent a lot of time together before she went to business school, and I just saw her off a few days ago, and I'm missing her a lot. But after that, I decided to kick it in gear and get it going with the live streams. Spencer Arrighetti is facing Edward Julian. 2 balls and no strikes. Let me try to get those corrected on the screen. There we go. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. If you haven't subscribed already, feel free to do so. I'm going to try to do every single game, health permitting. 93 on the outside, fouled away. That'll be strike 1. 2-1 is the count. Arrighetti starting off this game, the first 2 innings, just 19 pitches, highly efficient, just sitting batters down right and left. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Julian takes that one outside, 88 miles an hour. I think this is the most pitches Arrighetti's thrown to anybody so far. 3 balls, 1 strike. There's the 3-1 pitch, right down the middle, 88 mile per hour cutter. Swing and a miss, man. A big hack. He couldn't even touch it. The count is now full. Arrighetti trying to battle back. I'm going to put on my girlfriend's beads. She forgot them here. I'm going to put them on to remind me of her. Spencer Arrighetti throws that one outside, 87 mile per hour pitch, and he walks Julian. A full count walk. Twins have a base runner on first. That brings up Jose Miranda. Here comes the first pitch to Miranda. Right in the bottom of the zone. Good curveball. 76 miles an hour in the bottom of the zone. Strike 1. I think that walk and that long count is going to annoy Arrighetti, so he's going to get his act together now. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Miranda. That one's hit out in the left field. Is that going to get down? No, Altuve comes in and gets it. Good job, Altuve. He read it just right. He ran in really fast. Got that out. One away. Runner remains on first base. Couldn't have been read more perfectly by Altuve. Came in quick. Got that one. Good play by Altuve. That's my hero out there doing it on both ends of the field, offense and defense. Next batter is Christian Vazquez. He takes the first pitch for a ball. Arrighetti goes over to first base. Julian is back quick. One ball, no strikes. Arrighetti about to deliver the pitch to Vazquez. 93, several inches up out of the zone. And that will be ball 2. Arrighetti throwing a lot more pitches now than he was before, but he could erase that with a double play ball here. Runner on first, one away. Cutter goes way outside and misses the mark. That's 3 balls and no strikes. Suddenly Arrighetti getting ball happy. And I don't mean that he's in love with the baseball. I mean he's in love with throwing balls. Let's see what he comes in with here. If Vasquez is going to be taking or swinging. Doesn't matter. 93 miles an hour almost hits Vasquez, and that'll be ball 4. The runners are now on first and second with 1 out. And that brings up to bat Matt Wallner, the top of the order for the Twins. So they've got the heart of the order with 2 runners on and 1 out. Yainer Diaz comes out to the mound to have a little heart-to-heart chiznit chat with Arrighetti. See, I got another comment from Goldilocks, I believe. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I don't. It just... He's showing twice on the screen for some reason. My bad. Matt Wallner goes after the first pitch, hits it all the way to the warning track. Cam Smith grabs it at the last minute. Runners are going to tag. Nope. Julian gets to third, but that's about it. 2 away. Runners on the corners with 2 outs on that deep swing to right field. The very first pitch. You can see here Cam Smith just getting to the warning track and barely making that catch as he sticks his glove up to get out number 2. Ball 1. Carlos Correa at the plate. Former Astro, of course. 33 pitches now for Arrighetti. Here comes the next one. He gets Correa on that one. 94 on the outside edge. 1 ball and 1 strike. You know, I will say, for those listening, and specifically for Goldilocks, because you mentioned very calming while working. That's my goal right now, is to be calm. Swing and a miss on a 93-mile-per-hour four-seamer right down the middle. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Correa. That was a really nice pitch by Arrighetti. Must have had some really good movement on it. It looked like it. Woo, that was nice. But, you know, I did call games last year, and I went back and listened to some of the games that I was calling to see what I could do better. I realized a couple of things. I could do a better layout for my screen, spending a little more time making it custom and nice. But the main thing was I wanted to be more positive with the way I do things, and that's because of life and health reasons. 94-mile-per-hour fouled back by Correa. Count remains 1-2. Twins with runners on the corners and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Astros leading 1-0 thanks to that solo shot by Altuve. I had some epiphanies and realizations about my life and about life in general from last December, and I've been working to change myself from the inside out. Fouled off again, 89-mile-per-hour cutter from Arrighetti on the outside edge. Could have been a ball, but Correa went after it and fouled it off. I guess he was worried about it being called a strike. Count remains 1-2. So the calming, I'm going to take that calming comment as a huge compliment, because I'm not just focused on the positive. I'm really believing in the positive. That's what I want. Just want to believe and relax. This one's fouled up again, but is it playable? It looks like it will be. Walker's over there at first, and he catches it. He makes a basket grab on that. How nice was that? And that'll be it. Christian Walker makes the catch in foul territory. And we're going to go to the 4th inning, the top of the 4th, with the Astros still up 1-0. I'm still kind of getting used to showing the highlights quick enough for you guys. I've got two different games going. It's the same game, but I've got two different screens going at the same time, so that one is my live screen that I call from, and the other is the instant replay screen, so that whenever there is a highlight play, I can show you a clip of it. I can't show much due to copyright reasons, but I can show short little clips. I don't run into any trouble showing those. Alright, time to reset everything here. Reset, 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 reset. Top of the fourth. Should be good to go now. That's right, fourth inning. Yep, last year when I was calling these games, I was having some success. I only called half the season. I started in the summer. And so, I mean, if you think about it right now, I missed a lot of games, right? April, May, June. For 3 months, the first 3 months of the season, I basically didn't call any games. It's starting to get hot in here, so time to take off the warm hat and put on my Astros hat. How do you like that? Much better, right? I really need, or rather, I don't need. I'd like to get another Astros hat. I have two. They're both pretty beat up. I have this one that was given to me by a friend. And then this one here I bought online a while back. But I'd really like to get another one. Christian Walker comes to the plate. First pitch is a check swing, but called strike. One strikeout for Walker today. 2 hits for the Astros, 1 run. Here's the next pitch to Walker. 90 on the outside corner, and that one's fouled down the first baseline. Is it going to be playable? No. He goes over the dugout. Strike 2. Walker will have another chance, but he's down in the count. I'm hoping that I can stick with the live play-by-play consistently. It'd be ideal for me to do all the games this year. Really build the channel. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That was hit really hard. Line foul down the third baseline. Man, those some of those pitches the Astros are getting around on really early. Just pulling them foul. Excuse me. Here comes 0-2 pitch. High, 90 miles an hour, and that'll be ball 1. 1-2. "62 pitches now for Bailey Ober. That will be his 63rd in the dirt for ball 2. The count is 2-2 against Christian Walker. Walker did have a home run yesterday. Not yesterday, 2 days ago. He and Pena had back-to-back homers. Here comes the next pitch. On the outside edge, it would have been a strike. Should have been, but he fouled it off. Stays alive. Count remains 2-2. You know, it could be a difficult year for the Astros. Who knows? But regardless, my goal is to be straight up positive. Fouled off again. Count remains 2-2. It's useless to complain and be negative about any of the players. I have nothing bad to say about any of the players. They're doing their best. I do believe that. Can't ask for more than that. Next pitch is a little low and outside. Ball 3. Walker working the count after getting down 0-2. Here comes the full count from Ober. And that one's high in the zone, and he hits that one into center field, but it looks like the center fielder is going to be able to get underneath it, and he does for out number 1. That was not a bad at bat by Christian Walker. Just an unfortunate outcome. He was swinging at good pitches, letting the bad pitches go, and just hit it to a guy in the field. Yainer Diaz comes back to the plate, and here's the first pitch from Ober. Ooh, what a beautiful pitch. That was a sweeper, had a lot of movement on it, went right in the zone, and Yainer, I don't think there's any way he can hit that. Here comes the next pitch. Change up, swing and a miss, and just like that, Yainer is also down 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, way high. The catcher sat up, or he set himself up outside the zone, and he looked like he was really surprised that that one came in where it did. It was almost 2 feet above the zone, nowhere near where he was set up at. Next pitch is in the dirt, check swing by Yainer, but that'll be ball 2. The count is even. Ober really having to work to get these outs. 2-2, here's the pitch. That one's hit up the middle. Is it going to drop? No, it's going to be playable. Wow, that went a lot further than I thought it would. All the way out almost to the warning track, like a line drive. I thought it was a line drive shot, but it almost made it to the warning track in dead center field. Man, that thing got out there quick. But that's going to be out number 2. Well, I accidentally put 3 outs on the screen. Here comes the first pitch to Pena, who's batting in the 6th slot. Low for ball 1, good take. Here comes the next pitch. Bounce to third, and it's going to go through for a hit. 2 for 2 today so far is Jeremy Pena, and he scoots over to first base. How do you like that? There are 2 outs, but we got a base runner now, so that's something. Right between the third baseman and the shortstop. Nice hit by Pena. Let's see if you're going to send him for a steal. Rogers comes up to the plate. The first pitch to him is in the dirt. Catcher is able to keep in front of him. Pena does not advance, but that'll be ball 1. Ball 1 to Brendan Rogers, who struck out his last at bat. Three hits for the Astros. 2 of those belong to Pena. He's 2 for 2 today. The other is Altuve's home run. That's what gives them the 1-0 lead. Here's the pitch to Rogers. 89, 4-seam fastball right in the middle of the zone, fouled off to the right side. 1-1 is the count to Rogers. Here comes the pitch from Ober. Pena is back to first base as Ober tries to pick him off. 2 away. The count is even, 1-1. Ober comes set on the mound. And here's the pitch to Rogers. Swing and a miss. 89 miles an hour in the top of the zone. Strike 2. I think I had my count backwards on the screen. I fixed it just now. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch to Rogers. In the dirt, Pena goes, and they don't make a throw. Second steal of the year for Pena. He's able to get in there easily, no problem. No problem getting second base there. Pena fakes going to third. Ober comes off the rubber. Pena scoots back to second. The count's 2-2 against Rogers. With 2 outs, Pena on second. Here comes the pitch. Low and away, ball 3. How do you like that? Another full count. All it would take right here is a single for Rogers to drive Pena in. Pena's got a healthy lead on second base and nobody's covering. Here comes the pitch. High, ball 4. We got runners on the corners now. Oh, I'm sorry. Why did I say runners on the corners? I'm talking like Pena's on third. He's still on second. he's been really wanting to take third. I'm sorry about that, guys. On the screen, the live score that you see on the screen and all of the stats, the inning, the runners on base, the outs, the strikes, the balls, all of that, I have to manually click. It's much easier than last year, but it's a lot of stuff to remember. I'm having to change it after every single pitch. So sometimes I forget something and I input it wrong, and then, yeah, I get a little lost. It's 4:12 in the morning here in Japan. Cam Smith comes to the plate in bright, sunny Minnesota. Chilly, but bright and sunny Minnesota. Runners on first and second with an opportunity to drive in more runs. Bailey Ober, about to deliver the first pitch to Smith. Smith takes it 90 miles an hour right in the gut for strike 1. Got to be swinging at that, man. He could have launched on that. Let's see if Pena tries to steal. He's got a really big lead off right now. Go. Now, Ober turns around and throws to the second baseman, but he's nowhere near the base. Pena dives back, but there was no chance of that. Pena shaking his hand a little bit. Looks like he heard it on that slide, but here comes a second pitch to Cam. Slider, swing and a miss. Strike 2, 0-2. Man, Ober is up to 82 pitches now, and the 4th inning isn't quite over yet. 0-2 count to Cam Smith. Runners on first and second. Here's the pitch. Outside. Good take. Ball 1. Cam had an awesome spring training, but has been pretty cold so far. He's the only one wearing a hoodie, keeping himself warm, so maybe that will heat him up. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on another slider. That'll be another strikeout. 4 strikeouts for Cam Smith so far this series, and that's it for the Astros in this inning. Two runners stranded. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Astros still leading 1-0 on the back of Jose Altuve's solo shot in the 1st. Brian Buxton will be up first to face Spencer Arrighetti, followed by Trevor Larnach and Ty France. Wasn't Ty France with the Phillies before? Am I remembering that correctly? Who was he with? Or was it? Oh no, the Reds. I'm sorry. The Reds is what I was thinking. They both are red and white. Their colors are red and white. I was close. Philadelphia, Cincinnati, same. Just messing around for any of those people who think I'm being serious or who like one of those teams. Don't get your feathers ruffled. Oh, Philip, yeah, Mariners. Yeah, he was with the Mariners also. That's correct. But I was thinking of the Reds. I just remembered he played for a team that was red and white, but I was incorrect. But thank you for that. That's correct. Let's go home run. Yeah, we got one in the first inning, but it'd be nice to get another one. But not while the Astros are pitching, of course. Just when they're hitting. Philip, thank you for being here. It's nice to see you again. 12 hanging in there with me right now. One of these days I'm looking forward to seeing 1,000 where it says watching now. 1,000 people watching now. How awesome would that be? Byron Buxton comes to the plate for the Twins. Spencer Arrighetti delivers his next pitch. That's 39 pitches for Arrighetti. Low and inside for ball one. Here's the 40th pitch. In the dirt, 79 mile per hour sweeper. That was nowhere near where it needed to be. Ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. Wow. Slightly generous by the umpire there. 2 balls, 1 strike. That one could have been ball 3. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Buxton. Wow, beautiful pitch. A cutter in the upper part of the zone, swing and a miss. The count is suddenly even, 2-2. Arrighetti comes back in the count. Buxton steps back into the box after a short break. Arrighetti has the call that he wants. Here comes the pitch. Whoa! That one off his bat, but it looks like it hit his hand. There was kind of a half swing there, and they're trying to determine if that was a swing or not, but it hit him right on the hand, guys. I want to try to show that to you. Take a look at this. Look at that. Oh. Yeah. He's going to go to first base. It's going to be a hit by pitch. Yeah, he's gripping that hand pretty hard. It's not looking too good. Kind of wondering if he'll stay in the game. Wow. That's unfortunate. Hate to see that. Don't want to see that. He's still kind of holding that hand. That's going to be a base runner, leadoff base runner, either way. Still got a couple people looking at his hand. 2 walks and a hit batter for Arrighetti in these 4 innings. Taking a moment for the game to get going again, but it looks like we're ready to go. Trevor Larnach comes to the plate. Left-handed batter. Here's the first pitch from Arrighetti. That one's low and away for ball 1. Change up with a little bit of movement on it. One ball, no strikes, no outs, runners on first, or runner on first. That one's way outside. Curveball misses by a good 1.5 feet off the edge of the plate. Arrighetti had a really solid, perfect first couple of innings. Started throwing some balls, had a little bit of trouble in the third, got out of it. Byron Buxton attempts to steal second, and he makes it in there. That's going to be a stolen base. Twins now have a Runner on second. Byron got a really good jump. He almost slid past the bag there. 3 balls and no strikes. Kind of wondering why they risked it right there. And fouled off. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. On Trevor Larnach. It seems that Bailey Ober's day is over. Ober is over. We've got some guys warming up in the bullpen. Next pitch to Larnach is a little low and outside. Ball 4. The third walk by Arrighetti. Runners on first and second. No outs. Espada looking like he wants to come out of the dugout and go have a chat with Arrighetti. Let's see if he does. Ty France is 0 for 1 today with a flyout. He's at the plate and will face Arrighetti with runners on base. Still no hits for the Twins, actually, despite having 2 runners on. Here's the pitch from Arrighetti. France goes after on the very first hit, and it bounces in front of Altuve. Altuve fumbles the ball and is not able to get it in. The run will score. If he had been able to make that throw, he would have been able to stop that. But whenever he picked up the ball from that line drive hit, man, that play started off really well. Altuve seemed like he was going to catch the ball, so he got the runner to hold up. But whenever he went to throw it right here, he lost control of it, and because of that, the runner was able to continue on and score. That was unfortunate. So it's 1-1 with runners on first and second. 1-1. Twins even it up. Next batter is Willie Castro, and that'll be a ball. First pitch to him. That's 50 pitches now for Arrighetti, and that next one is low and outside for ball 2. Getting these previews in and trying to explain everything that's going on while clicking and doing all these things. I'm doing like 5 things at the same time. It's a little challenging. 2-0 against Castro. Here's the next pitch. That one's hit hard to right field. That might be gone. Oh, it was gone, but it was just foul by a couple of feet. Holy cow, that would have been a 3-run shot. 2 balls, 1 strike to Castro. Man, Arrighetti's head whipped around real fast when that one went up. Calm down, man. Calm down, Arrighetti. It's all right. You got this. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Castro. 92 in the top of the zone. A swing and a miss. A good pitch by Arrighetti, and that evens the count 2-2. Whew. Man. 1 hit now for the Twins. This game is tied 1-1. The no-hitter and the shutout are broken up at the same time. Here comes the next pitch. 89 miles per hour, a couple of inches below the zone, and that loads up the count, 3-2. Wear a Bagwell batting glove. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes a 55th pitch for Arrighetti. Fouled back by Castro on that 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Count remains 3-2. I hate that Altuve started off with such a great play on fielding that ball and then messed up on the transfer because he saved the Astros from a run but then gave it up. Strike 3. Great pitch by Arrighetti. Castro goes down on a foul tip strikeout. Beautiful pitch by Arrighetti. Let's see if I can show it to you guys. Yeah, there we go. How do you like that? That's what I like to see. First out of the inning for the Astros. That brings up Edward Julian, another left-handed batter. Here comes the first pitch from Arrighetti. Swing and a miss. Good pitch on that changeup. 86 miles an hour, low and inside. 0-1. Got some comments in the comment section. You're welcome, sir. Hope everything is good. Thank you so much. Everything's going okay. I'm taking it a moment at a time. Seriously. 1 ball, 1 strike on that pitch. Count is even. Runner still on first and second. Double play ball right here would be nice. Julian batting 167 for the season. It looks like some of the Astros batting averages. Little check swing. They say, does he go? And the umpire says, no, he didn't. So that'll be ball 2. 2-1. This next pitch will be the 60th of the game for Arrighetti. Right on the edge of the plate. 87 mile per hour cutter. Beautiful pitch. Strike 2. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Edward Julian. Here's the pitch from Arrighetti. He grounds that to second. It could be 2 to Pena. Pena has no chance to get to first, though, so unfortunately it's just going to be 1, and now we have runners on the corners. It was a little lightly hit to second base. Rogers grabbed it and transferred as quickly as he could to Pena, but Pena just didn't have a play at first, so he didn't make the throw. However, we do have 2 outs and no runs scored. So that is all good. He's now facing Jose Miranda. Check swing on that 93 mile an hour fastball on the inside. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Miranda. Here's the pitch. He fouls that one back. 94 mile an hour four-seam fastball. 2 outs, 2 strikes, no balls. 1 strike away here from getting out of the inning and keeping this game tied. Come on, Arrighetti. Let's move this into the top of the 5th. Miranda also batting low so far this season, 150. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Miranda. Little check swing in the top of the zone. They say he did not go. That was close. That was so close. It was a beautiful pitch. A high fastball just a few inches above the zone. Miranda wanted to go, but he was able to hold up just enough. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now Arrighetti goes to first. Terrible throw, though. That was dangerous. That one was in the dirt. He threw it over to first base. Runner was able to get back, but man, I'm glad Walker scooped that up. That would have been a scored run on a bad throw by Arrighetti. He needs to be a little careful about that. Here's the pitch to Miranda. Another high fastball, but that one's way out of the zone. 94, ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And that was right in there, and that's hit hard to left field. That's going to be all the way back and gone. 3-run home run. As soon as he hit it, he knew it was a homer. Miranda just cheered as soon as he hit it. He knew it was gone. 4-1. Twins. That curveball that he threw right there just hung in the zone. Yeah, he knew it as soon as he hit it. Look at this. He's like, yeah, it's gone. Definitely didn't want to see that. Christian Vasquez comes to the plate. First pitch is out of the zone for ball one. Astros got to start hitting the ball now. They're down by 3. They were up by 1, and just like that, they're down by 3. Fouls that one back. 93 mile per hour four-seam fastball, and that evens the count 1-1. Arrighetti getting close to 70 pitches now. 4-run inning for Arrighetti. Sad to see that. Here's the next pitch. Just a little inside. Could have been on the corner there. But called a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And that one's hit up to Altuve, who can't get there, but he makes the play on 1 hop, and he fires it to second. Pena makes the relay to second base, but Vasquez is able to get in there for a double. It was a good play by Altuve to cut that ball off. It didn't get to the wall. He just couldn't get it to second fast enough, so Vasquez wound up with a double. This might be it for Arrighetti. The spot is walking out to the mound. You can see here the play. Altuve is able to hustle over and get it, cut it off, but by the time he throws it in, just not in time. And that is going to be it. Arrighetti can't finish the 4th. They're bringing in, it looks like, Taylor Scott, based on visuals. So after giving up 4 runs this inning, and then that double, that's it for Arrighetti today. That's unfortunate. After having a good start to the season, him getting lit up like this. But, you know, a lot of that is his control. He walked a couple of guys. He hit a batter. And with that single, that set up the scoring, and then letting more runners on, giving up the home run, and then the double. Yeah, it's time for him to sit down and take a break. Yeah, Philip Castillo says, damn. Yep, that's one way to put it. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to hop up just for a second because I need to turn off my heater. It is getting really hot in here. It is indeed Taylor Scott on the mound for the Astros, and he delivers a strike to Matt Wallner. His second pitch just now fouled off down the first baseline. Strike 2. Runner on second with 2 outs. 2 strikes on Wallner. Here comes the pitch from Scott. Way outside, 85 mile per hour splitter. Ball 1. Scott is another pitcher that I like. He was pretty solid last year. Not surprised to see him on the Astros roster again this season. That one's hit hard. As soon as I praise him, he gives up a hit right down the first baseline, and that's going to score another run. Another double, back-to-back doubles for the Twins, and it's 5-1. Man, as soon as I sing the praises of Taylor Scott, he gives up a rocket right down the first baseline. No chance for Walker to get that one. Double for the Twins. 5-1. Carlos Correa is now at the plate facing Scott. He takes a nice pitch right down the middle for a strike. When will this inning end? Here's the next pitch from Scott. 92 miles an hour, but that one high and outside for ball one. 5 earned runs now for Spencer Arrighetti. At least he can't get any more. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. 91 on the inside corner. Strike 2, and that's 1 ball, 2 strikes. I still believe that the Astros can win this game. I don't see the Twins as having a lot of good options to keep them from hitting the ball. This is tapped to the first base side. Scott makes a play to first, but it's a terrible throw. And that's going to score another run. That's an error on Taylor Scott. Holy cow, what in the world is going on there? What in the world is going on there, guys? That was so strange. It was a tapper down the third baseline. Taylor Scott, the pitcher, tried to play it on the backhand and made a terrible throw to first. It went wild, and the runner from second was able to score. Yeah, he was trying to make something happen, but pays the price. It's 6-1 now. First pitch to Byron Buxton is a ball, 1-0. Man, this game is looking wacky, isn't it? Suddenly, just suddenly. Swing and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike. The first 3 innings were so good. Well, the first 2 innings were really, really good. The third inning was so-so, but he got through it. And then the fourth inning, everything just fell apart. 6-1 Twins. Crazy. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Buxton. Way inside, almost clipped his leg. Ball 2. I said it at 5-1. I'm going to say it again right now. The Astros can still win this game. I believe that they can hit the Twins today. Here's the 2-1 pitch, right on the outside corner. That was a strike, but Yiner having to move his glove so far over to get that could have been called a ball. Luckily, the umpire liked it. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Byron Buxton. Scott steps off the mound to take a break. Correa over on first base. This is likely the last batter of the inning for the Twins. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Scott. That one's hit up the middle, and it's going to be played by Jake Myers. No problem. And that's going to be it for this inning. Finally, 6-1 Twins, and we're going into the top of the 5th, guys. The Astros have some work to do at the plate, but I believe they can do it. No sweat. Wow. I'm actually getting some commercials in Japanese now. Last year, I don't remember getting any localized commercials. I was just getting commercials from the US, but now I'm getting Japanese commercials. That's great. I like seeing the Japanese commercials because I'm studying Japanese. It helps me learn more, so it's nice to see those. But let's not get bummed out. The Astros have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The Astros have 5 more innings to bat. And everything they've done before is the past, right? Altuve started the game off with a home run, and that bodes well for the rest of the game. In the second, the third, and the fourth, the Astros left some runners on base, didn't bring them home. But I absolutely believe, and I know that they can and will bring in some more runners, so no big deal. No Correa. I'm bummed out. This is a catastrophe. Well, Chris, it's not a catastrophe for a couple of reasons. Number one is there's still 5 more innings of baseball. Number two, the season is far from over. we've got several more months of baseball right now. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Holy cow, we've got basically almost 7 months of baseball. Yeah, far from a catastrophe. Don't worry about it. It's just a rough start. It's just a rough start to the season. No big deal. Let's just enjoy it. It's fun. You know, that's the other thing. You're down 6-1. These are games that I even liked playing when I was in high school. I wanted to have an opportunity to come back and win. I always did my best no matter what the score was. Lewis Varland is on the mound for the Twins, facing Jake Myers, who fouls the first pitch off, a 91-mile-per-hour slider for strike one. Ryan Gusto is going in the pen for the Astros. That pitch is in there for strike two. Gusto, I believe, is a multiple innings reliever, so if he does well, he'll probably stay in there for the Astros the 5th through the 7th. It's just my feeling. The 0-2 pitch to Myers, a 99-mile-per-hour fastball, but too high. Good take by Myers, who holds up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Myers. Swing and a miss on a knuckle curve that just dropped out of the zone. And that'll be out number 1. Jose Altuve coming to the plate, my personal hero. I bet Houston today. I'm a Yankees fan. Wow. That must be hard to bet on the Astros as a Yankees fan, right? I have a really good friend who lives in China. He grew up in New York. He's a big Yankees fan. He and I are good friends. We're actually able to talk baseball without any trouble. First pitch to Altuve is a strike. 0-1. Altuve with a solo home run, 1 for 2 today. Here's the next pitch. He hits this one out into the right. No, it's not going to quite get to right. Just a fly ball to first base. Ty France is able to grab it. That'll be out number 2. A little pop out. Out number 2. Isaac Paredes comes to the plate. Phillips says, my senior league manager used to say in Bayland Park in Houston, plenty of baseball. Yes, that's true. It's absolutely true. And it is baseball. The innings are there, so you always have a chance. Paredes checks his swing, but it's called a strike. Ump at first base says, yeah, he went around. Here comes the next pitch from Varland. This one's hit up the middle, and it's right past the outstretched glove of the second baseman, and that's going to be a single for Paredes. Astros have a base runner with 1 out. Single for Paredes. Good. Nice, simple hit. Perfectly placed. Here comes the first pitch to Jordan. 98 low. Good take by Jordan. Ball 1. Oh, the Astros have 2 outs. I don't know why I was thinking 1. Runner on first. 2 outs. 1-0 to Alvarez. 99, Alvarez got around on it, but a little underneath it. He fouls it back. That'll be strike one, 1-1. One swing. Jordan could make this a 3-run game. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner on first. Varland steps off the mound for a moment. Now he's back up on the rubber. Jordan gets set. Adjusts the shirt. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. 93 below the zone. A slider. It dropped pretty quick. Jordan hacked at it and missed it completely. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Man, Jordan has been so cold this season so far. Only batting 115. He has the lowest batting average right now on this lineup. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Bounced foul. 100 miles an hour on that slider. Grounded down the first baseline and out of play. 4 hits for the Astros and just 1 run. Twins with 5 hits and 6 runs. Those numbers are opposite. Twins with less hits and more runs. That was hit really hard to right field. That's going to go all the way to the wall and bounce off. Paredes goes to third. Jordan has to stop at first. He doesn't have time to get to first. Or get to second, rather. Jordan hit that one really well. Finally a nice hit. But he hit it as such a rocket. He didn't have time to get to second base, but Paredes was able to get to third. So the Astros have runners at the corners with 2 outs. This one was just perfect. Right in the middle. Solid strike. And bounced off the wall so fast. He had to put on the brakes and stay at first base. But we do have runners on first and second. Opportunity for the Astros to do something here as Christian Walker fouls off the first pitch. 99-mile-per-hour fastball. Strike 1. Varland throwing some heat. He's got the call he wants. Here comes the pitch. Another one, 100 miles an hour, right in the middle of the plate, fouled off by Walker. I'd be looking for some breaking balls on this pitch if I were Walker. Let's see if Varland tosses a ball with some movement. He does. A knuckle curve, 89 miles an hour. And Walker takes it for strike 3. And that's it. The Astros score nothing on that. They strand a couple of runners. No big deal. Still got 4 more innings. We move into the bottom of the 5th inning. Astros down right now, 6-1. A very surprising run total at this point in the game. I wasn't expecting the Twins to get 6 runs in any of these games. Actually, I wasn't expecting the Twins to get past 3 runs in any of these games. So this was just a little bit of a breakdown by Arrighetti. He started losing control in the 3rd inning and then just fell apart in the 4th inning. And that's the tale of the tape so far. But the Astros do have enough power and skill to get back in this game from the plate. And I believe that they've got pitchers on the mound that can keep that score where it's at. Let's rally. Come on now. Absolutely, let's rally. Let's see if I got everything set up right here. Looks like it. Let me double check. Bottom of the 5th. Yep. Okay. My scoreboard's looking good. Sometimes I'd click over on YouTube just to check out my live feed, make sure all of the information is updating properly. Man, it's still too hot in here. I might just have to turn my heater off. 1 second. Whew. I had it set on 30 degrees in this small room. That's nuts. It got pretty cold last night, but right now it is just too warm, so I moved it down to 22 degrees. It should be much, much better. Ryan Gusto is on the mound. First pitch from him is right in the top of the zone. Should have been a strike. What a beautiful pitch. 79-mile-per-hour curveball, called a ball. 1-0 against Trevor Larnach. Here's the next pitch. Line drive base hit to the right side. Cam Smith grabs it before it gets to the wall. And that's going to be a single. Leadoff single. Leadoff single on the second pitch from Gusto. Well, they're saying Gusto. I guess that's how you pronounce his name. If they're saying it that way, maybe that's correct. Next batter is Ty France. Runner on first. Here's the first pitch from Gusto. 92 miles an hour. He got the call on that one. Upper part of the zone. Good pitch. Umpire was right. Gusto was right. 0-1. Ty France 1 for 2 today with a single. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's hit pretty hard to left field, but Altuve is going to float back and get it right before the warning track. You can hear the people yelling at Altuve before he makes that catch. Completely classless are these fans out there in Minnesota, giving Altuve so much hate, and him having to battle through that, not having done anything wrong. I do hope that'll change. Willie Castro comes to the plate, left-hander. Here's the first pitch from Gusto. Swing and a miss, a 93-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball right down the middle. Castro with a fly out and a strikeout today. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. 93 miles an hour up and in, taken for ball one. Just a couple of inches out of that zone. Here's the next pitch, way inside, ball two. 92 mile an hour four-seam fastball. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one's way outside. Gusto trying to find the strike zone now. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Right down the pike. Castro started going to first base like it was a ball 4, but that was a beautiful pitch by Gusto. I don't know why he thought that was going to be a ball. Look at this. That was just perfect. And he starts walking to first base. Like, come on now. And he acts surprised by it. He looked at the umpire. Man, what are you doing? That's a strike. It was just a perfect pitch. Full count, 3-2. Here's a pitch to Castro. Gusto fires instead to first base. Larnach gets back, no problem. Count is at 3-2 still. Here's the pitch. Too low, ball 4. That's definitely ball 4. So Castro gets the walk that he was wanting. First and second with 1 out. First pitch to Edward Julian is a ball, a little low. One ball, no strikes. Here's the delivery from Gusto. 93 right in the center of the plate. Fouled off for strike one. My second cup of coffee, the weak version, Coffee 2.0, is finished. Here's the pitch from Gusto. Swing and a miss. Julian's helmet comes off as he hacks at that one. That was funny looking. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Woo. That's hot. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Right down the middle again, this time fouled off. 95 miles an hour. Count remains 1-2. 95 on that pitch. Xander, the space fan, says, let's go Twins. Yes, let's go right down the tubes as the Astros come back. How about that? 1 ball, 2 strikes to Julian with 2 runners on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Beautiful pitch. 95-mile-per-hour fastball on the outside edge. That would have been a strike either way. Beautiful pitch by Gusto. Like that stuff. Take a look at this. Boom, baby. Gusto picks up a strikeout. Miranda is at the plate now. 94 miles an hour right down the middle. Called strike. Miranda is the one with the 3-run homer against Arrighetti earlier that blew the game open. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Wow, another beautiful pitch right down the middle. 94. Strike 2. Nice fastball. This will be the 18th pitch of the inning for Gusto. Let's see if he can get out of it right here. Maybe pick up another strikeout. Here's the delivery to Miranda. He swings on that one, fouls it back. 96-mile-per-hour fastball. Gusto's getting faster. Count remains 0-2. Despite the base runners, I wouldn't say that Gusto's looking bad. Since then, he's been a lot more on target. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Miranda swings on a high fastball, 95 miles an hour, and that's out number 3. What a beautiful pitch. And that's going to be it for the Twins this inning. We're going to go into the top of the 6th. Astros get another opportunity to get back in this game. Okay, let's see if I've got all of my updates corrected now. It should be the top of the 6th with no runners on, no outs, no strikes, no balls. Yes, that is right. For those of you who don't know, these stats do not update automatically. They are manual. The score, the inning, the top of the first, the runners on base, all of those things, the outs, the strikes, the balls, every single one of those stats is manually inputted, so it kind of distracts me a little bit. Trying to call the game and do that at the same time and show previews and check out the comments. It's a juggling act. Astros are probably my second favorite team, but Twins are number 1. I can respect that. There are some teams in the past that I really liked and I followed in several sports. Just for example, of course, I grew up being a Houston fan all around. My number 1 team was the Oilers. And when they left Houston, I just stopped caring about NFL football. I do wish the Texans the best. If they're able to go to the Super Bowl, I would definitely watch it and cheer for them. But I don't watch any games because the Oilers, my heart is always with the Oilers, and unless the Texans are able to become the Oilers again, I'm just not really interested, and I lost a lot of respect for the NFL for multiple reasons I'll not discuss here. But the Rockets won some championships, and that was awesome back in the day when they were just sinking three-pointers like nobody's business. Who's on the mound now? Varland's still on the mound? Yeah, Varland's still on the mound for the Twins. First pitch to Diaz is a swing and a miss for strike one. But the reason I told you all that is because I also really followed the Bulls. I loved the Bulls. And I was following them basically more than the Rockets at the time because of Michael Jordan. After he was gone, I didn't care about the Bulls anymore. That one's out for a ball. 1-1 against Yiner. Here comes the next pitch from... Oh, I'm sorry. Cole Sands is on the mound, not Varland. 81 miles an hour. Curveball in the low part of the zone. Strike two. Cole Sands is pitching for the Twins. Astros with 2 errors today. Here's the next pitch to Yiner. Low in the zone and hit off to the right side of the field. All the way over, just barely into the crowd, into the second row. Wallner is not able to get it. Wallner runs into the wall. Yeah, that was lame. Count remains 1-2 on Yiner Diaz. But in basketball, I had a second team for a while. That was the Bulls. In baseball, I had a second team for a while, and that was the Braves. That was back during the days of David Justice and Maddox and all those guys. I followed them during their reign. But after they kind of faded away from the team, I lost interest in the Braves. Ooh. I had to rattle off a big sneeze. The count is 2-2 with that ball to Yiner Diaz. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. So that'll be out number one and brings Jeremy Pena to the plate. Nothing throws a kink in your live streaming like the strong need to go to the toilet or the strong need to sneeze. Here comes the first pitch to Pena. Pena shows bunt on a really good pitch right down the middle. For some reason he doesn't, and he gets a strike. Why didn't he try to bunt that? He showed bunt. It was a beautiful pitch. No balls, 1 strike to Pena. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt again. He gets this one down, but it's going to go straight to the pitcher, and he's able to throw him out easy. That's no problem. It looked like he was trying to get it down the third baseline, but it just went to the left side of the pitcher, and the pitcher was able to get it no problem. Dairy Queen has tacos? Now I'm getting American commercials. I'm getting a mixture of stuff. Oh, but that's an in-game commercial. That's why. Okay. Brendan Rodgers comes to the plate. He walked. He's 0 for 1. Strike one. Right down the middle. Come on, Rodgers. You had a really hot day a couple days ago. Pick up where you left off. He fouls that one off. Strike two. 89 mile per hour cutter. Would have been a strike either way. Good pitch to be swinging at. 2 away. 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Sands. Rodgers swings and misses high and inside, and that will be it for the Astros this inning. They do absolutely nothing this inning. Sands only needed 11 pitches or so, 11 or 12 pitches to get through the Astros 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go into the bottom of the 6th. Astros still down 6-1. The only run of the game so far being the solo shot by Altuve. It is kind of difficult to call a game like this when it seems that the Astros don't have a chance and they're not doing anything. But mainly, the reason I said that is because of the time of day. You know, I have to get up around 3 o'clock in the morning to call a game like this because of the time difference. Right now it's 5:06 in the morning. I've got a few important things to do today, and I've got some health issues to take care of. So it's not like, I don't have other things to do. But to get up at 3 in the morning and call a game, and, it started off so good with the Altuve home run, and Eric Getty's pitching was just locked down in the first 2 innings. And then as things started to kind of fall apart for him in the 4th inning, it could be discouraging. I can see where people would feel discouraged about it. But I really have been reading a lot of stuff recently and focusing. I say recently, ever since the end of December. I had to go in the hospital again last December for about a week due to a lot of blood clots coming out and getting stuck. And I had to stay in the hospital for a while until that started to get sorted out. And during that time in the hospital, I was really thinking a lot about, why are things the way they are? And I really believe that we have to change things from the inside out, And so a lot of things have changed in my life for the better. And I believe the same thing about this situation. We don't have to accept the way things look. We can choose better. Ty France is at the plate. I'm sorry, not Ty France. He looked like Ty France. This is Matt Wallner. No, wait. I'm reading the wrong thing. I'm wrong twice, guys. It's Christian Vazquez. He fouls off the first 2 pitches to the right side, and that's 2 strikes. Gusto's still on the mound for the Astros. Here comes his 22nd pitch of the game. This one's fouled to the right side too, but no, it's actually going to be in play. Cam Smith gets underneath it. About 10 feet shy of the foul line, and that's out number 1. Vasquez goes into the dugout, 1 away, and that brings up Matt Wallner. Here comes the next pitch. 94 miles an hour, swing and a miss on that fastball. 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. This one's hit up the middle. The crowd cheered like it was going somewhere, but Myers is underneath it. He's got his hand in the sun, and he's got it. He puts it away. That's 2 away. 2 fly balls, 2 outs. Shallow right field and then shallow center field. I like how the crowd just cheered so loudly as soon as it was hit up, but it was just a shallow hit to center field. 2 outs, no runners on. The 25th pitch of the game is coming in to Carlos Correa. Correa takes it a little high, 83 mile per hour sweeper for ball 1. I think that's the first ball this inning from Gusto. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Right in there. Man, that was launched. Foul. 93 mile per hour. It literally went out of the stadium, guys. It went over the roof and out of the stadium. He got around on it so fast. It was way foul, but it went out of the stadium. That's nuts. 1-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. 95 mile per hour fastball. That one's fouled down the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball fouled down the third baseline. 80 miles an hour on that one. Correa stays alive. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Gusto. Swing and a miss. He picks up the strikeout on Carlos Correa. Good pitch. Up and in. Correa couldn't handle it. And that's going to be it for the Twins this inning. We're going to move to the top of the 7th, guys. 6-1. The Astros are still down. Jose Altuve is going to come off and lead the damage that is about to happen to the Twins. Inning number 7. Let's go Stros. Go Stros. 9 people listening in right now. I'm not surprised it's only 9, given the fact that the score is 6-1. My guess is that most people would be too bothered emotionally to listen in on a game where the Astros are down 6-1. But you know what? It's games like this that really reward those fans who listen in or watch anyway. I've always been that kind of a fan. When I was growing up, ever since I was a kid, whenever I watched a game with my favorite team, if there was even a tiny, tiny, tiny chance of winning the game, I would still be watching. It's a little different for games like football. For example, if there's a minute left in the game and your team is down by 5 touchdowns, that's impossible. There's no way that they're going to come back and score 5 touchdowns in less than a minute. It's just not going to happen. I could turn that off. But if my team is down by 5 runs in the 9th inning, I'm still going to watch it because they can score 5 runs in the 9th inning. It's not a problem. They can do it. It's happened. They've scored a lot more than 9 runs in the 9th inning. So, if I don't watch that, I could miss it. I could miss a wonderful game. And it's just a game. Cam Smith is at the plate facing Jorge Alcala. He goes after the first pitch, and it's going to be lined out to Larnach, the left fielder. First pitch, out number 1. Kind of a lazy line drive fly by Cam Smith. He's 0 for 3 today. That brings up Jake Myers, 9th in the batting order. Here's a pitch to him. Just a little inside, 97 miles an hour. I don't know how that missed, but that's ball 1. I was thinking that Altuve was leading it off because of what it said on my screen, but actually he was in the hole. He's on deck now. Jake Myers with the 1-0 count. Here's the pitch to him. He hits this one solid out to left center. That's going to drop. It's going to go all the way to the wall. It lands near the warning track. Myers rushing around to second. He's easily into second base, standing up. How do you like that? Jake Myers. Wow, the Astros have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Jake Myers just nailing that, sending it all the way out to the warning track and then to the wall. Okay. Altuve comes up to the plate and swings at the very first pitch, fouls it off. That'll be strike 1. 1 for 3 today with a solo home run. The only run so far scored. Altuve with a solid opportunity here to add another RBI or 2. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Alcala. Ooh, 98 right on the outside corner. Not where the catcher looked to be expecting it, but it was in the zone anyway. No balls, 2 strikes. As the crowd heckles Altuve, you can hear that easily. Come on, Altuve. Quieten the crowd. This hit up the middle, and it bounces off the pitcher. That's going to be an infield hit by Altuve. It hits off the leg of the pitcher. Myers gets to third. How do you like that? Man, that was great. Good, strong hit by Altuve. He punches it right up the middle, off the pitcher. Nothing they can do with it. Everybody's safe. Good job, Altuve, with a hit. They are now out on the mound, checking the pitcher, making sure he's all right. Runners on the corners. Altuve now with 2 hits. The crowd was really gunning for a strikeout there, and Altuve was able to shut him up with a strike off the pitcher. Alcala seems to be all right. He's going to stay in the game. That's good. Runners on the corners. 1 away for Isaac Paredes. Seven hits now for the Astros. They got 1 more hits than the Twins do. Just 1 run. Come on, Paredes got some power. Let's see it. Here's the first pitch from Alcala. Right down the middle, a little low in the bottom of the zone, but a strike nonetheless. 1 for 3 today with a single. So Paredes already has 1 hit today. This could be his second. Here's the pitch. Little outside. That had a lot of movement on it. Nice slider, 88 miles an hour, but a little high and outside. Count is 1-1. Good take by Paredes. Alcala working the 1-1 count here. Here's the pitch. That one's outside. Another good take by Paredes. He's having a really good at bat. 91 mile per hour. 91 mile per hour slider. 2 balls, 1 strike. Paredes steps out of the box there to take a break. Time is called. Now he steps back in, gets set. Alcala gets set as well. Here's the pitch. Ooh. Just barely missed outside with a 97 mile per hour sinker. That's ball 3, 3-1. We are a ball away from having bases loaded for Yordan Alvarez. How do you like that? Here comes a 3-1 pitch to Paredes. Oh, he hit him on the elbow. Bases are loaded. I wasn't expecting him to get hit, but it was on his elbow pad. He seems to be all right. That's good. But bases are now loaded for Yordan Alvarez with 1 out. Looks like the coach is coming out to have a little chit-chat on the mound with the pitcher and the infield. The Twins have a reliever warming up in the bullpen right now. Paredes with the hit by pitch. Altuve with the hit up the middle. Jake Myers with the double off the wall. So we have a double, a single, and a hit by pitch. Paredes working that count full. Yordan Alvarez comes to the plate. 1 for 3 today with a really hard hit ball off the right field fence. First pitch to him's on the way. 97 right down the middle, taken for strike 1. Man, that was a good looking pitch. To hit, that is. But he didn't swing. Let's see what he's waiting for. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Alvarez. High and outside, 98, ball 1. Good take. Four grand slams for Alvarez in his career, and he bats .385 lifetime with bases loaded. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ooh, right on the outside edge. Swing and a miss by Alvarez. He looked a little behind on that pitch. Go on, Alvarez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the delivery. High and outside. Taken for ball 2. Counts even. Whew. Jordan, despite his average, he still has the most RBIs on the team. That's nuts. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Alcala. Alvarez swings and fouls it back. 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Right in there. Stays alive. The count remains 2-2. This is a good chance for Alvarez to get on the highlight reel. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Alvarez takes strike 3. Beautiful pitch. 90-mile-per-hour slider on the inside corner. Alvarez goes down looking. Goes down looking. Can't say I was expecting that. I was expecting sooner a swing from Alvarez than a take. Christian Walker comes to the plate. Now he'll have an opportunity to do something for the Astros with bases loaded. 2 away. He fouls the first pitch off for strike 1. No hits. No hits yet today. He had a couple of hits the other day, including a home run. He's definitely got the power. 2 grand slams in his career, batting almost 300 for his career with bases loaded. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Walker. Ooh, 98. Right down the middle. Walker swings at it, but can't get the bat on it. The count is 0-2. So it comes down to this. Here we are, guys, in the top of the 7th with bases loaded, 2 outs, no balls, 2 strikes on Christian Walker. Perfect opportunity to score runs. Let's go. Way outside. 91 mile per hour. Looked like a sweeper. No, that was a slider. 1-2. 20 pitches now for Alcala. Here comes a 1-2 delivery. Fouled away. 99 right in the top of the zone. Good contact by Walker. Staying alive. That would have been a strike. Alcala wants a new ball. Give him a loaded ball. It gives him the home run ball. Walker gets the grand slam. That's what I'd like to see. The crowd would go so quiet. Here comes the 1-2 delivery again. That one's low and outside. Taken. Good take by Walker. The count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 92 on that one. Everybody's holding their breath. All these Astros fans, but not just that. The Twins fans. Everybody's holding their breath right now on this one. Catcher calls timeout. He's going to go out to the mound for some reason. They're going to have a little chit-chat. 22 pitches for Alcala. 2 balls, 2 strikes in this count. He's checking out his pitch comm, but it doesn't seem to be anything related to the pitch comm. Correa and the catcher are talking to each other. Yeah, that was just a 3-person meeting on the mound. It's over now, and we'll get back to the current at-bat. Christian Walker with 1 home run so far this year. 0-3 today, but with a chance to go 1-4 with a grand slam in his 2nd home run of the year. Bases are juiced. Everybody else did their job and got on base. Now let's drive them in. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This is hit hard out to left field. Is it going to drop? No, it's going to be played. It's going to be played by the left fielder, and that's going to be it for the Astros in the top of the 7th. Christian Walker got a hold of it, but just too lightly. And the Astros are going to head into the dugout, and we're going to move into the bottom of the 7th. Wow, despite having runners all over the base pads, the Astros come away with nary a run. Looking forward to them breaking past this barrier of stranding base runners. I know that it'll happen. The sooner the better. Yeah, a big hit there could have really turned this game around and caused a lot more people to be interested in listening in or watching the game, but with that kind of an inning, it's going to be very discouraging, I think, for a lot of people. And they're not interested. When they look up the score, they're probably like, nah, I'm not going to bother listening to or watching that game. It's still too hot in here. Or is it just the game that's making me hot and this coffee? I don't know. Maybe it's a combination. It could be. It's 5:30 in the morning here. In about 2.5 hours, I can go down to the cafe and have some breakfast. And I'm already thinking about it, that's for sure. Gusto is still on the mound for the Astros. He's up to 29 pitches right now. This will be his 3rd inning. My guess earlier was that he would pitch the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. And he is in for the 7th right now. Despite some base runners and a little bit of action, he hasn't given up any RBIs yet. Byron Buxton comes to the plate. His first pitch from Gusto is right in there, 88 miles an hour on that cutter. Strike 1. 30 pitches now. Here comes the next one. Inside fastball, 93 miles an hour, fouled away by Buxton, and he's down in the count 0-2. Trevor Larnach is on deck, followed by Ty France. Seven hits for the Astros and only 1 run. You can take a look at that and just know that they've been stranding runners. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Buxton. Ooh, 87 too low. Not enough action on that one to get Buxton swinging. 1-2. Here comes the pitch. That one's right in there. He swings, fouls it off down the 3rd base line. Count remains 1-2. Anything going on in the live chat? Not yet. Nothing new. Okay. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Buxton. Gusto fires that one in there, and that one got a piece of Yiner. It was foul tipped by Buxton, 94 mile per hour fastball. Let's see if we can get a glimpse of exactly what happened there. Yiner walking around still. He got clipped somewhere. They didn't actually show a replay there, so I'm not sure where he got hit, but he took his time walking around. He felt it wherever it hit him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count remains to Buxton. Here's the pitch from Gusto. This one's grounded 3rd again. Once again foul. Knocked down by the 3rd base coach. He tosses the ball out into the crowd. Count remains 1-2. The cafe that I'm going to go eat breakfast at is actually called Gusto. It It's Cafe Gusto, I kid you not. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Strike three, 93, right in the top of the zone. Good one. Yeah, let's take another look at it. We can see that one. Look at that beautiful strikeout. Boom, right there in the top of the zone. Doesn't get any better than that. One away. Buxton goes down looking. Trevor Larnach comes to the plate, takes the first pitch low in an 89-mile-per-hour cutter. Ball one. One walk and a single for Larnach today. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. A changeup, 86 miles an hour. Larnach couldn't get anything on that. Couldn't get any wood on that pitch. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. Ooh, little check swing. That was a good-looking changeup, but just too low, and Larnach is able to hold up. 2 balls, 1 strike. 40th pitch of the game coming up for Gusto. Here's the delivery. Hit to center field. Altuve and Myers are over, but Altuve takes it. So that'll be out number 2. Larnach flies out to Altuve. That'll bring up Ty France. First pitch to France is on the way. Gusto fires it right on the edge of the plate. 94 miles an hour for a strike. Good pitch. Beautiful pitch. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. France hits that one to the right side to shallow right field. Cam Smith runs in and makes the catch, and that will be it. Yet another good inning there for Ryan Gusto. 3 shutout innings for Gusto. He comes in and does his job. Man. Great stuff from Gusto. So we are moving into the top of the 8th, guys. Astros coming up with their next to last opportunity to score runs. Let's take a look at who's due up. If this is correct, and yes it is, Yainer Diaz is due up. He's 0 for 2 today. Batting just 100 for the year. Jeremy Pena is on deck, followed by Brendan Rodgers. Unless there are some changes to the batting order, it's possible that Brendan Rodgers could be replaced by someone else, but we'll see. I doubt anybody will be replacing Pena. Astros down 6-1 still. It's amazing that the Astros have 7 hits and only 1 run, while the Twins have 6 hits and 6 runs. Earlier they had just 5 hits with 6 runs, so they only needed 5 to get to 6 runs. Astros seem to, at this rate, they need to get about 50 hits to get 6 runs. Or 42, that would be the correct math. If the Astros had 42 hits, they would have 5 runs. If they want 6 runs, they need 49, so it's almost 50. So that's the ratio here. Right now, the Twins are averaging 1 run for every hit. The Astros are averaging 1 run for every 7 hits. Crazy numbers. Yainer Diaz comes to the plate. He'll be facing a new pitcher, Justin Topa. You know, with the Astros facing so many different pitchers, you'd think that one of them, they just start lighting him up. And they haven't done it yet, so now's the best opportunity. Here comes the first pitch from Topa, and it's an 83-mile-per-hour sweeper taken for a strike. Here's the pitch. Change up. Bottom falls out of it. Diaz swings and misses. Gets nothing but air on that one. 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Diaz swings at that one, fouls it off, gets a piece of it. It was just about an inch or two out of the zone, but he stays alive. Count remains 0-2. 1 RBI this year for Diaz, no home runs, and currently only batting 100. If he strikes out here or gets out, and his average will go under 100. Here's the pitch. Little high. Ball 1. Sweeper not finding its mark. 1-2. Here's the pitch from Topa. Oh, that's right in there. How could you not swing at that one? An 81-mile-per-hour sweeper that went right into the middle of the zone. That was a delicious-looking pitch. And I don't mean that it was a difficult-looking pitch to hit. I mean, it was just served on a plate at 81 miles an hour. And Diaz let it go. Strike 3. And right after that, Pena takes a 94-mile-an-hour sinker right in the middle of the zone for strike 1. Come on, man. Swing that bat. You guys got to be swinging that bat. Swing that bat. Here's the next pitch. He does swing the bat, but it's a little outside, and he fouls it off, so strike 2. I don't care what the next pitch is. Just swing the bat. Everybody just be on hack mode. Hack away. Let's be aggressive here. 0-2 is the count to Pena. Here's the pitch from Topa. Way outside. Gets by the catcher and goes to the backstop. That'll be ball 1. That was a loud bang on that backstop. Sounds like it's made of metal back there. The Astros commentator said, good take. How would you swing at that one? 1-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Pena grounds it to short. Carlos Correa picks it up, fires over to first, and that'll put Pena back on the bench. Out number 2. 2 down here in the top of the 8th. Brendan Rodgers will bat. He comes to the plate with no runners on and 2 outs. 1 walk today, no hits. Here's the pitch. Right on the outside edge of the plate, 94-mile-per-hour sinker. Good pitch. Strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Topa. Rodgers takes that one. It's outside by a good 6 inches. That'll be an even count, 1-1. Kind of surprised they didn't put in someone else right there to bat for Rodgers against this right-hander. That one's low and away for ball 2. Caratini's on the bench, but if you pull him in, where are you going to put him? You could take Yiner out. He hasn't done anything at the plate today. That's a swing and a miss. 82-mile-per-hour sweeper in the bottom of the zone. Counts even, 2-2. Caratini might have been a better option here in the 8th inning to face this right-hander. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Rodgers swings at that one, and that's going to drop. It's going to go all the way to the wall, right center field. And Rodgers is on with a double. Get you some, man. Good job. Good job. Perfect hit to right center field. Let's take a look at that. Just a solid hit. It was right down the middle. I like that. Cam Smith comes to the plate. He is 0 for 3 today. Wow, that pitch was off the plate by about 3 inches and called a strike. Runner on second with 2 outs. 0-1 against Cam Smith. Here's the pitch from Topa. Right in the middle, 94. A little on the inside, but it was a strike either way. Cam Smith fouls it off. How do we strike 2? 0-2. Runner in scoring position. Can he bring him around? He can. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 81 mile per hour sweeper. Another strikeout. That's 2 for Topa. And the Astros come up with nothing in the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th with the Astros down 5 runs, 6-1 to the Twins. Just one more opportunity to get back in this game. They're going to have to score 5 runs at least in the 9th inning, assuming that the Twins don't score anything in the bottom of the 8th. One more chance. The sun is coming up here in Japan. It's almost 5:45 in the morning. I feel like I should be apologizing for the game. I know that it has nothing to do with me. But I just want to say I'm sorry, guys. Guys and gals, I'm sorry for the current state of the game. The unfortunate news is that the Astros are losing by 5 and there's only 1 inning left. The good news is they still have another chance. They still have another chance. And they do have the power to do it. Let's just wait and see. Let's wait and see. Wow. They showed a poll earlier on the TV live stream to ask if an automated ball and strike system should be used, and 78% of people said yes. It's pretty amazing. I thought it would be more like maybe 60% yes, but people seem to be strongly in favor of it. Steven Okert is on the mound for the Astros. He's going to be facing Willie Castro. Lefty versus righty. Here's the pitch. Little high and outside, 92 miles per hour. Ball 1. Okert. Brought over from the Marlins. The Florida Marlins. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, 92 mile per hour fastball on the top of the zone. Good pitch, as Castro can't get the bat on it. The count is even. Here comes the next pitch. Swinging and missing again. Swinging and missing again. 92 miles an hour. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Castro. It looks like they've got a pinch hitter for Edward Julian, and when he comes up next, it'll be somebody else. 93 mile an hour fastball, up and in, fouled off. Count remains 1-2. Pretty quiet live stream today. Never really had more than 10 views at a time. Not too many comments in a while, but I can kind of understand. And that's something good right there. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Okert gets the strikeout. And including what Gusto did, that's 9 batters in a row that have been put out by the Astros relief pitchers. That's good. It's good stuff. Mickey Gasper is batting for Julian. He takes a strike. 90 mile per hour fastball. 0-1 is the count. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's way high, 92 mile per hour fastball, and that'll be an even count at 1-1. Here's the next pitch, 1-1. Check swing, did he go? They say no. It looked like a swing to me, but what the first base umpire says is what matters. 2 balls, 1 strike to Mickey Gasper. Here comes the pitch. That's in there. That was a perfectly placed pitch. I'm glad that the umpire got it on that upper outer corner. Couldn't have been any further away without being a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 10th pitch from Okert is about to be on the way. Gasper steps back into the batter's box after taking a short breather. And here's the pitch. Just missed low and inside. 80 mile per hour slider. And that's going to be a full count. One away, no runners on here in the bottom of the 8th. Twins up 6-1. Mickey Gasper at the plate with a full count facing Stephen Okert. Here's the pitch. Right in there. Another beautiful pitch. 81 miles per hour. Almost in that same exact spot. But called strike 3. What a beautiful spot. Take a look at this location on this ball. Beautiful, huh? That was great stuff. Out number 2. That brings up Jose Miranda. One ball, no strikes to Miranda. That one's in there. 77 mile per hour slider. That was a beautiful looking pitch. Counts even, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. 80 miles per hour in the top of the zone. Fouled back for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, no runners on. Here's a pitch from Okert. 81 in the top of the zone. Another slider fouled back by Miranda. Here comes another 1-2 pitch from Okert. Good pitch. 81 miles an hour on that one. And he gets the strikeout. What a beautiful pitch. A big swing and a miss by Miranda. Nothing doing. And that's it for the 8th inning. All right, guys, this is it. The Astros' last opportunity to tie or win this game. We move into the top of the 9th. Down 5 runs. Jake Myers is due up, and he'll be followed by Jose Altuve and Isaac Paredes. Myers has a double this game. He's 1 for 3. Altuve is 2 for 4. Is that right? Yeah, 2 for 4 with a home run and a single. Are they going to extend the game? We'll see. Anything happening in the live stream in the chat? No, still sitting at 9 people listening in or watching quietly. Nothing going on in the live chat. It's understandable. What is there to say right now, really? It's not just this game, but so many other things are apparently a little wacky right now in my life. This game just kind of reminds me of my own situation here with a couple of things, but with my girlfriend being gone right now, and my health situation here, and my living situation, and all of those things. It would be easy for me. It would be very easy for me to just give in to my emotions and believe what appears to be true on the outside. But regardless of setbacks, I still believe, or what appear to be setbacks, I believe that all roads lead to the right place. Duran is on the mound for the Twins. Myers hits it right off the bat, but straight to the second baseman, and that's going to be 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 9th inning. One away, with Jose Altuve coming to the plate, 2 for 4 today. Is this the pitcher's name? Is it Joan? Is Jhoan? Duran. Joan, or is it Duran? I don't know. Altuve hits it again, this time a line drive on the very first pitch. Jose Altuve doing it again on first base. 3 for 5 today is Jose Altuve. First pitch hit, just ripping it right into right field. Perfectly placed. Astros have a base runner. That brings up Isaac Paredes. Number 1 in hits on the Astros right now is Altuve. Here comes a first pitch to Paredes. Right in the middle, 100 miles an hour, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Altuve on first. Here's the pitch to Paredes. Way high. Another 100 mile per hour knuckle curve. But way out of the zone. The count is even. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Duran. Paredes swings at that one. It's low. He foul tips it into the glove of the catcher. That'll be strike 2. He's taking his bat over for a second. Oh, he's putting some kind of chalk or something, or rubbing his gloves. Paredes waving his arm around. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitcher is set. Here comes the delivery. After a long pause. Paredes goes down swinging on a terrible pitch in the dirt, 98 miles an hour. And that'll be out number 2. Absolutely terrible pitch to be swinging at there. But if it's coming in at 98, 99, 100 miles an hour, you don't have much time to think about it, I guess. But that brings up Yordan Alvarez, who does have a single that was a rocket off the wall in right field. Here comes the first pitch to him. 99 outside. Altuve steals second, no problem. No throw. They just let him have it. Nobody covers. 1 ball, no strikes to Yordan. Here's the pitch. Jordan swings at this one, bounces it to the second baseman, should be no problem, and it is. That's going to be it for the Astros today. So Altuve is the only one who did anything really significant in this game as far as scoring runs. He got a leadoff home run. And wound up 3 for 5 on the day with 2 singles, a home run. He made a throwing error or a transfer error that cost the Astros a run earlier in the game. That was unfortunate, and it was after a really good defensive play. So it was sad to see that he made such a great defensive play and then followed it up with a transfer error. But the game itself, as far as the recap goes, not too much to say for the Astros, but we'll just go over it really quick because most of it's just the Twins. In the first inning, Altuve homered 359 feet to left on the second pitch of the game. After that, it was a big fourth inning by the Twins, and that was all the scoring. Astros in the first, and then the Twins just nonstop in the fourth. They just lit Arrighetti up, but he also gave up some walks, hit by pitch, and then home runs. That was the end for him. He didn't make it through the fourth. France singled to left, scored Buxton. Miranda homered, 3-run shot. Wallner doubled right, scoring Vasquez, and then Correa reached on an infield single. Wallner scored on a terrible throwing error by Scott. Just that one inning. Just the one inning. The Twins went from 0 to 6 in just one inning. And from there, the Astros bullpen looked awesome. I mean, really, really awesome. Taylor Scott did give up a run. You can't really complain about giving up one. But Gusto came in, pitched 3 innings, struck out 4, just 1 hit, no earned runs. He was locked down. Okert came in and pitched the 9th, or rather the 8th, and got 3 strikeouts. How do you like that? The Astros completely shut down the Twins in the first 3 innings and from the 5th inning through the 9th. So all of the Twins' runs came in 1 inning in the 4th. Other than that, the Astros pitching was just locked down. It's funny if you think about it. The Astros could have won this game 1-0 if they had had a 4th inning like the other innings. But unfortunately, that's not the way it turned out. Anyway, the next game is going to be tomorrow, basically at the same time. Let me pull it up so I can verify that, but I'm pretty sure it is. And it is. The game tomorrow is at the same time. For me, it's 3:10 in the morning. So I'm going to have to go to bed early tonight. And assuming there are no issues, I will be here. I hope you guys can too. And I appreciate you stopping in today, whether it was just for a few minutes or just to leave a like or a comment or whatever. I'm always happy to see you here. And until tomorrow, all I have to say for now is Geaux Stros. Don't let this game get you down. It was a 1 fluke inning. Everything around that was good. The Astros did have a lot of hits. They had about 8 hits in this game. Altuve looked great again. And the pitching was awesome except for the breakdown by Arrighetti in the 4th. Other than that, the pitching was almost flawless. It's something to hang our hats on, and I wouldn't worry too much about it. But that's all for now. We're going to finish here. Love you guys and gals. Thank you for being here. And for now, bye-bye from Japan, and Geaux Stros.